Imagine this. For more than 300 years, a language that today is spoken by only a few people was the official language of one of the largest states in Europe. It wasn't Russian, it wasn't Polish, it was Old Belarusian. So how did this language become so important, and why do so few people know about it today? To understand that, we need to go back almost 1,000 years. Belarusian, like Russian and Ukrainian, belongs to the group of East Slavic languages. But its history is much more complex and fascinating than most people think. Because this language didn't appear overnight. It developed over centuries of interaction between different peoples. At the core of what would later become the Belarusian language were the dialects of several ancient Slavic tribes. Among them were the Radimichs, the Drigoviches and the Krivichs of Smolensk and Polotsk. These tribes lived in territories that today correspond to Belarus and neighboring regions. But the Slavs were not alone there. These lands were also home to Baltic peoples. Their dialects, along with the languages of neighboring groups, including Prussians and Varangians, left noticeable traces in vocabulary and pronunciation. The result? A unique linguistic mosaic, a Slavic language shaped by many different influences. Over the centuries, these dialects gradually began to merge, and around the 12th century, something important happened. A new written language appeared. Today, linguists call it Old Belarusian. At that time, however, it was often referred to as Western Ruthenian. And here the story becomes truly surprising. This language did not remain only a spoken language. It became the official written language of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, one of the largest and most powerful states in medieval Eastern Europe. Laws, official documents, court decisions and administrative acts were all written in this language, and it remained the official language of the state for centuries, until 1696. So the next time you hear about the Belarusian language, remember this surprising fact. For hundreds of years, it wasn't a small language at all. It was the administrative language of a major European state. A little-known story, but a fascinating one. If you enjoy discovering hidden stories about languages and European history, consider subscribing to the channel. Because behind every language, there is always a much bigger story.